All right, time for example 2 of solving for unit rates. So Josiah can jog 5/6 of a mile in 15 minutes. Find his average speed in miles per hour using our various our various things. So we know we have to do it in miles per hour. All right, so things we need to figure out before we move on. How many minutes are in 5/6, or how many, so we have 5/6 of a mile per each in 15 minutes. Again, what do we remember from example 1? How much? So we have 5/6 to 15. Uh-oh, I need to know what that fraction for 15 is. Well, again, if we have a clock, we remember that 15 minutes is our 4 parts. So that means that 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. So you'll see that here. So each one of these is 15 minutes, and that equals our quarter hours. But he can jog 5/6 in a quarter hour. So 5/6 of a mile is going to equal our quarter hour bars. How many miles? So using the bar diagram, we can add 5/6 plus 5/6 plus 5/6 plus 5/6, because that's how long it takes me to get to 1 hour, as it takes me 4 sections. Remember, when I'm adding fractions, my denominator stays the same, and I add my numerator. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 26. What can I divide that by? Well, they're both even numbers. So if we divide the top and bottom by 2, we get 3. We get 10/3, which is 3 and 1/3 mile. So this bar is a total of 3 and 1/3 mile long. You could also write it as 3 and 2/6. We could write it as 26, or we could write it as 10/3. We're going to go with 3 and 1/3. That's the most simplified that we can do. I would also take 10/3 as most simplified, because 26 and 3 and 2/6 you can still simplify a little bit more. So, double number line. Again, remember, we make 2 number lines. One represents our hours. So a quarter of an hour, 15. 2/4 of an hour is 30. 3/4 of an hour is 45. And 1 hour is 60 minutes. That's just something that's helpful to remember. So now we got to do our miles. So 5/6, we get 10/6. If I add, remember, I'm adding 5/6 here. If I add 5/6, I get 15/6, and then 26. So where does my 1 hour and my miles meet? 1 hour and miles is right here, so it gives me 26, which I can reduce to 3 and 1/3 like we did above, or 10/3. A ratio table. Well, in order to get to 1 hour, I have to multiply by 4. So, because remember, 1/4 times 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. That becomes 1, because I can cancel out the factors, get 1 over 1. That becomes 1. So 5/6 times 4. I'm going to go ahead and just write it over 1, because we know every whole number is over 1. I can cancel out the factor of 2 and get 3. Cancel out the factor of 2 and get 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 1 is 3, which we know is 3 and 1/3. So we can run 3 and 1/3 miles. Or, let's look at some division. Remember, the rate 5/6 of a mile in 1/4 of an hour can be written as 5/6 over 1/4. What does this bar mean here again? This bar equals division, a fraction bar represents division. Do we always translate it as that? No. But if I have a fraction and a fraction, it will be division. So let's rewrite it. 5/6 divided by 3/4. What do we always have to do? When we are dividing, we multiply by the reciprocal. Apparently I wrote that problem wrong. Ignore that one. Let's fix this. All right, look for factors you can cancel out. I can cancel out. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know what I did there. I can cancel out 6 to be 3 and 4 to be 2 and hold on. All right, let's rewrite this. I had some wrong things going. So we have 5/6 times 4/3. Let's just multiply. We get 20 over 18. I can divide that by 2 and get 10 over 9. What's wrong here? Oh, let's see. I wonder if you can catch my mistake. What am I actually dividing by here? I'm dividing by 1/4. That's where my mistake was. I wasn't dividing by 3/4. I was dividing by 1/4. Do you see why I was confused? Okay, so now that we have the problem right, 5/6 times 4. Look for some things to simplify. 6 can become a 3. 4 can become a 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 1 is 3. And I simplify it down to 3 and 1/3. Hey, you guys, even I make mistakes. It's okay. So Josiah can jog 3 and 1/3 miles per hour. So let's do another example. Aubrey can walk 2/3 of a mile in 10 minutes. What is Aubrey's average speed in miles per hour? Okay, so we already got the 2/3 fraction. Cool. We know 10 minutes. So let's do the double number line. We're looking for a double number line. The top is going to be our minutes, and the bottom is going to be our miles. So for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. 60 minutes equals an hour. Remember the end is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1 hour. So we need to figure out what this number here is going to be. So this is 2/3. If I add 2/3, I get 4/3. If I add 2/3, I get 6/3. If I add, I get 8/3. If I add, I get 10/3. And I add 2 more thirds and I get 12/3. Oh, 12 and 3 share a factor of 3. So 12/3 becomes 1 and 4. So 12/3 becomes 4. So how many miles can she walk per hour? She can walk 4 miles per hour. You can solve this using any method. Go ahead and try and practice that if you would like.